many people are familiar with my opening words, but they never stop to think what year I'm referring back to. My opening remarks, fourscore and 7 years ago. Well, one score is 20 years. 4 times 20 would be 80. 87 years prior to the year of 1863 is the year of 1776. And I want you to know I revere the fathers of our country, George Washington and all. And that was a year, of course, that they declared our independence from England. So here are the few remarks that I came up with for that occasion. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met in a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world, with little note, will long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
We're at the Richmond Fairgrounds in Ohio. This is the Civil War show. It is their 41st year.
Yes, actually, proud to say 41 years. Started 1977, 60 tables, has grown to over 800 tables in 41 years. Incredible. For the history buffs that come to this area, pretty amazing to see that amount of interest.
How many people a year do you think come in for this show?
We have, the dealers themselves, we have about 380 dealers that come. As far as the guests and visitors, almost 4,000 over the 2 days.
Now, is it just the show, or are there other events going on?
I'll let you talk about the show. I mean, the show and the outside demonstrations here.
Well, our time period is up through 1945, so we represent military-related items from basically Rev War up through 1945. So you will see the Brigade of the American Revolution, Revolutionary War reenactors portraying. You will see Confederate and Union Civil War infantry, Civil War cannon, artillery outfits, and then you bump up, you will see World War II U.S. GI outfits and World War II German outfits, and they will set up encampments here for the weekend, and they will show the public how the common German soldier or U.S. soldier lived and survived during World War II. And then we also have a Society of the Civil War Surgeons that have a nice encampment, and the Civil War surgeon will perform a limb amputation and show you how that was done during the Civil War. We have a Civil War fife and drum corps playing throughout the day, and we have a Civil War regimental band with original Civil War instruments playing throughout the day. Abraham Lincoln is on the grounds, gives the Gettysburg Address every day at noon.
It draws an awful lot of interest from the children as well.
Yeah,
but don't forget about the ladies. We actually have dealers here that have antique jewelry, And some of the jewelry is just, I mean, it's just gorgeous, obviously, but, you know, back in the Civil War times, they really couldn't afford some of the beautiful, high-end jewelry. So they actually made their own jewelry out of their own hair. So you'll see unique little weavings of some of, very unique necklaces, earrings. It's quite interesting to take a look at.
It sounds like there's an awful lot of historical content down here as well. I mean, the reenactors, are they just going up to shoot, or is there more of a knowledge base there?
Well, the show primarily started as a buy, sell, and trade show. We have 800 tables spread out through various buildings on the fairgrounds, and the dealers that come and rent those spots will have material for sale from Revolutionary War through 1945, and they are well versed on their material. And we have people that will bring displays to inform the public of unique weapons, Civil War through World War II again. And then again, it goes to the outside activities to inform the public of the historical aspects of, how to fire a Civil War cannon, how the Union soldier lived during the war. We have living history outfits where you can walk through the Civil War camps and watch them with their daily activities.
And when do you normally host this event?
It's actually held the first full weekend in May every year. So next year it's actually May 4th and 5th, so mark your calendars. And I tell you what, the guests come from all over the United States, and I'm proud to say that because it's not just a local event. I mean, we can walk outside here and see license plates from Chicago, Tennessee, New York, and the dealers themselves. We've got dealers that come in from California, Maine, and we have a gentleman that flies in from Hawaii. So, quite an event.
Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about?
Well, it's just that how the show progresses and how the show grows. 8 years ago, we did open it up from Civil War up to 1945, and that seemed to have sparked the interest. It seems like the younger crowd, they have more interest in World War II now than they did years ago. 20, 30 years ago, everybody collected Rev War and Civil War material, but now the younger students, younger crowd, they seem to like to look at the World War II history.
It seems like you've got a really family-friendly event going on here. I see you've got plenty of security. It doesn't look to me like you serve alcohol or anything. It looks like that every family should feel really welcome here.
Oh, very much so. Well, just so you know, our family, we are the co-managers. We have an older brother, so the three of us co-manage the show. Our father started the show, 41 years ago. So we are actually continuing, his passion and love of history. So his family has actually continued the show. Our family travels from Pennsylvania to even come and help. Now, as far as families coming and enjoying the show, most definitely. There's something for everyone. We do like the youth to come in just to really see what really happened during the Civil War and World War I and II eras. So it's a good opportunity for everyone to get a little bit of piece of history. And I like to say that we are keeping history alive.